need to make notes. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Then he opened up the Quran and he began to misquote the Quran. And then he started quoting hadith, some of which happened to be fabricated hadith, but he was saying the wrong things again. And then he delivers his message, Jesus on the cross, and if you don't believe that, you're going to go to hell, blah, 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 blah. And then he came and sat down. By the way, it was supposed to be 30 minutes each, and I gave him 5 minutes from me, so he could have 35 minutes, and I'd take 25. What do you think happened? He spoke for a full hour. Yes? And when he got done, I got up and walked out. Because I've had it. That is not why I traveled halfway around the entire world and across the equator. I did not do that so that somebody could play that kind of a game and insult not only all the Muslims on the planet, but even the Christians as well. Because that's an insult when you do something like that. I was disgusted. I walked out. The brothers came to me outside. They said, brother, you have to go back in. You have to give the speech. Come on, Shaykh, we need you, you know. I told him, I said, I'm really upset about this, but I'll go back in. But guess what we found out? We found out that all of the cars in the parking lot and in the parking garage were covered up with paper on the windshields in Arabic, preaching Jesus on the cross. From who? Huh? And then the police show up, the riot squad. We got a call saying there was a riot over here and that people are killing people or something. And we told them, not yet. In fact, we said, you being here will just cause a bigger problem. Because I had to calm the brothers down. The brothers, the youth there, were ready to jump up and grab this man and anybody else with him and beat him into the ground. Just to show them, we fed you guys, we played ball with you guys, we did all this stuff with you guys, and this is how you act to us? Come on, man, that's no good. But the brothers told me, he said, if you don't go back in, then who will set the example for our youth? And then I had to remember, that's right, I'm not just here on my behalf, I'm here on all the Muslims' behalf around the world. I got to go back in, calm myself down, walk up on the stage, and give my presentation. So I did. I went back in there. People all came back in, they all sat back down. I walked up on the stage, took the microphone, and I said, Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Then I mentioned that I was real happy to finally get to come to Australia, a boyhood dream. Ever since I was a little boy, I wanted to come see the kangaroos. And I was real happy to come there and meet such wonderful people. And I did meet a lot of great people. And I had a good time. Until tonight. And I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed that I would travel halfway around the world and cross the equator to find somebody who would try to double cross and backfire on us all the work that we had tried to do. And it isn't worthy of starting a debate over, and I'm not going to respond to what this man has alleged, his accusations, and his misquotes out of the Bible, and his misunderstanding of the Quran. I'm not going to do that. Of course I just did, didn't I? I said I'm not going to do that. And I'm really disappointed, you know. All I'm going to do is tell you about 2 words and I'm going to be out of here. And I did. I told him about 2 words. First word is Islam. What does Islam mean? Submission, surrender, obedience, sincerity and peace between you and your Creator. And the other word is Allah. The word Allah means the only one worthy to be worshipped, because it comes from Ilah, a God. But Allah is the only God. Can't be plural, can't be male or female. And I broke it down. You can get those CDs from our website free and hear the whole thing. But the thing was, when I got done, everybody started cheering. They were happy. Except a few people. The same people that were probably in the parking lot putting the papers out. And when I walked off the stage, I sat right back down beside the man and smiled at him. They did question and answers. And he tried to go up there again. He didn't do any good, because obviously at that stage, no matter what he said, he knew he messed up. And I answered some questions. And then we had to be careful, because there was a huge crowd. It was over 1,000 people. It was very crowded. And we were trying to keep people off the stage, because we didn't know what people's intentions were. And we didn't have any real security there. And this one boy kept getting up on the stage. And finally I just told him, "Sir, you cannot be on the stage like this, okay?" He said, "But I want to become a Muslim. I want to enter Islam. What do I need to do?" I said, "Hold on, come here. You're in the right place." So we gave him Shahada, much to the chagrin of those others who had been so careful to try to produce their evidences for what salvation was and what they had. As soon as he entered Islam, another gentleman, and this is a big guy, stood up and he said, "I want to be a Muslim too." And he made his Shahada, tears running down his face. And then a couple of women stood up. They said, "We don't want to be on the stage. Can we do it over here?" We said, "Yeah." Again, crying and entering into Islam. Now here's the funny part. The preacher, when he got off, he went to the Muslim who organized everything. He said, "I think I just made the biggest mistake of my life tonight." And then when the Coptics, they speak Arabic, when they were leaving, they passed by one of the brothers there who happens to have no beard, and he doesn't look like Lebanese. He just looks like one of the local brothers. And so they didn't realize that he heard them. And the young one of the two was saying, "Oh yeah, we delivered our message tonight." And the old one said, "Shut up, they smashed us into the ground." But Allah did that, not us. We didn't respond. But look at the good that came out of it. And then in the newspapers, the journalists picked it up. There were journalists there that night. They had been told too that there was going to be a riot. They were ready. But instead they went back and said, "We got a different story to tell. Islam is something nice. Muslims are good people." And look what happened. While I was there, 12 people entered into Islam. Many people called in on the radio show. I did a radio show every morning, and then people would call in and tell us how much they appreciated what we had done and how great the whole effort was. They really made us feel good about what happened. And then came the incident in England in the subways. And guess what? Immediately all of the Christians came to the rescue of the Muslims and said, "We know our Muslims don't do stuff like that because we have close contact with them. We know who they are. We know what they're about and what they're upon." So alhamdulillah, you see how this produced something good. And inshaAllah, we ask Allah to keep that kind of motivation going. And in spite of what they try to do, and Allah tells us in the Quran, they plan and Allah plans. And who's the best of planners? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, hu alladhi ja'alana muslimin. You're listening to Islam Tomorrow, broadcasting almost live today from right here in Mission Viejo. We'll be back after this. Stay tuned for more right here.